Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
And Coco Vanderwolf. We have a whole host of animals on our laps here at the moment.
We also have Hurley Cat, but she's not going to probably be. Oh, maybe sort of look.
This is like the... This is like the achievement of Ben and Michaela, like solving a case on Manifest, like trying to get the cat in the video. But
oh, for sure. For those of you who don't know, we have a rescue cat who we've had for a few years now, who does not like to sit on anybody's lap, will not sit on any furniture, does not like to cuddle.
But today's the day.
It's a miracle.
That's an even bigger miracle than anything we've seen on Manifest. But this video will be a discussion of Season 2, Episode 2. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. Clearly, we have, an interesting new character who I don't know what they're trying to do to poor Olive, but like separate her from the rest of the family. We've got a lot of sort of chaos going on, a big reveal for Grace.
Yep.
A whole lot more. Before we talk about any of it, though, if you like this video, just be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates that we've got coming your way, including some more talk about Episode 3. All right. This episode, it ended in just the way, and there goes Coco Vanderwolf, where it seems very clear that whatever is going on with Zeke, I think he needs to be able to have these callings to establish this link between him and Michaela, and they are cutting it off from him.
Yeah, they are. Well, he's kind of cutting it off for himself. We saw him not accepting any visitors. No one can get near him. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to. He's pleaded guilty to everything. He's in jail now, and that's it. And he just feels like he's just got to take his lumps. But the callings, they're not letting him off the hook at all. Whatever is going on with the callings and him, he is going to be part of it, whether he likes it or not. So he ended up being part of a calling while he was in jail that had him shaking enough that they brought him into medical bay. Yeah. He's tied down. He's being sedated. And it felt like at the point that he was being sedated, it feels to me like he knows he made a mistake.
Yeah, I think he's got to know. I mean, I think we have to just, why Zeke does this in the first place, decide that he's going to go in. It seems like, well, at least per him, he doesn't want to make a hassle of things. He doesn't want to spend his time going back and forth on a complicated trial. Maybe he's trying to protect Michaela on some level. But, dude, Zeke, we got to have a talk. You're clearly special. You can't be that special when you are behind bars and you're not taking prisoners. This isn't just going to go away for you, man.
No, and hearing what he had to say when he was standing in front of the judge, it feels like he carries an incredible amount of weight on his shoulders. He's talking about his family, his sister, all of these things that he is carrying on him. Him pleading guilty and going to jail feels that he is just getting what he deserves. Like, it feels that is what he wants for himself, and that might be his own way of having some sort of redemption in this world for the little time he has left.
Yeah, and that might very well be the case, but I think he also has this larger purpose as well. I don't think Zeke is fully aware of everything just yet, but like you said, I think he's becoming very much aware of it, and I think this is going to set a foundation for some pretty crazy stuff for him.
I feel like that last scene where he was on the bed and they were about to give him a sedative, when he was just like, no, like I need to be of my mind, that he knew that he had made a mistake and he does need to get in contact with Michaela and everyone else.
You know how some characters have like a death wish? Michaela has like a job wish where she just constantly keeps trying to think of, how can I almost get fired today? And it's like, this time around, it's, I know. I will go to the trial, and I will stand there and object and cause a whole ruckus.
Yeah, and have to get pulled out. Yeah. No, it's true.
I get it.
Really doesn't seem to care what the consequences are of things, and she is always kind of teetering on whether or not she's going to keep her job or not.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of an interesting trade-off if you are like a higher up at the police department, because it's like, okay, Michaela showed and Ben yet again, they get the job done.
They do.
They did this whole investigation into what was going on with TJ.
Yep.
This guy who was a passenger and was accused of this crime that he did not commit.
Yep.
They pieced it together. They solved the case. But then, because of Michaela's anonymous sources...
Yeah, she's really getting pulled down with that. And eventually, and I think sooner rather than later, this new captain is not going to take it. Like, it is going to come to a head. And it feels like it's going to come to a head very quickly.
Yeah.
Because even when the captain was saying, okay, anonymous sources, so how did you get this one done? Oh, anonymous sources, she's only going to take that sort of cheekiness so long.
Yeah.
And she feels like the type of captain who's going to bring the hammer and is going to bring it quick and is not going to accept anonymous sources any more times.
You know what she needs? Like, she needs, like, one of these captains from, like, one of these more comedic police procedurals. Like, you look at, like, Monk, or you look at, like, Psych. It's like, it's John Spencer's pretending to be a psychic, and he's not on Psych, and eventually he just solves so many cases that they just put up with the nonsense.
Yeah, and they don't care anymore.
Yeah, I know. Michaela's got a good track record. Put up with the nonsense. It's okay. She's doing her job.
The problem is I think the captain is starting to wonder if maybe something shady is going on. If I was a captain, I would too. She hasn't explained what's going on.
Yeah.
Even if she does explain it, who's going to believe her?
Yeah.
There are obviously a lot of people that don't believe in what's going on and think that the passengers are a problem. And so Michaela's in a rock and a hard place. She wants to continue to help get the crime solved, but at the same time, I do think she's going to run into a problem she's not going to be able to get around with this captain.
Yeah.
Without coming clean to some degree of what's going on, or making up some sort of story that the captain will believe. Whether it's, I have a really good CI, or something else.
I'm all in, though, on the fighting between Michaela and the captain. I find this very entertaining, and I don't quite know why, especially when they all... Okay, well, you and Jared, you guys don't get to work together anymore. Gee, Captain, do you think that's going to stop them from communicating with one another?
No, but they shouldn't have been working together anyways. We were just talking about this on another video on Blue Bloods, where we have a married couple that are both on the force together, and they are on separate schedules. They can't see each other really at all, except passing ships in the night to be like, oh, here's your lunch, see you later, have a good shift. But here, no, they're allowed to continue to work together. That's all A-okay.
Yeah, and their relationship is way more contentious than a married couple. It's
I agree.
They've been through it, and yet here we are with all of this, and yet at the same time, while all this is going on, we still have Cal, who is in the I gotta talk to Michaela mode.
Yep.
Cal's role in all of this, to me, is still like one of the greatest mysteries, because it's just kind of like, why is he more special than the other passengers?
I agree, but even more than that, I'd like to see more of Cal not just being the guy who's, I have this calling, now there's this calling, now I need to talk about this calling. I want to see Cal get more rounded out this season, because this actor's really good. I really enjoy him. And for child actors, sometimes you don't get the best children in the roles, and sometimes it's hard to develop more of a younger person's story. But this actor's really good, and I like him a lot. And I'd like to see him have more than just, oh, and it's a calling, and it's another calling, and let's talk about this calling, and like what they're doing with Olive. I think what they're doing with Olive is really interesting, because when we first saw her getting upset about her mom having the callings and now everybody has them but her, I thought that's where they were going with that story. So when we got to the reveal that she's, no, I don't want the callings. I don't want any of you to have the callings.
Yeah.
I know that there's this death date, expiration date that's coming up, and my whole family's going to be dead. So, yeah, I got a problem with that. I was like, man, this is a really great story for a a younger person on a show like this. And I would love to see something come about for Cal like this as well, that he's not only about the callings. What else can you put in with him? He's got a very complicated story already.
Yeah, I think there is something, I think we should call it clairvoyant kid syndrome, where a lot of these shows have like these kids who are like mysterious. I know it's kind of like they're on Emergence right now, but like there's always these kids who like somehow know all this stuff. And it's like, okay, let's get them beyond just the mysterious kid who we see all the time.
For sure, especially in this situation, because here you have a family, and a family that's growing. So you're going to be having another kid that's coming into this family. He's not just a mysterious, clairvoyant kid on his own. The whole family, except for Olive, is all part of this. Everybody's in on this, even his aunt. So why not... They still have to live. Like, Cal still has to go to school, and he still has to deal with other things, other kids. What else is it like for him this season outside of this? There's got to be more to him, and I'd like to see that, because I really do like this actor a lot.
Well, you mentioned the story with Olive, and this seems to be interesting because she's got a new friend, seemingly, named Maxine, and, you know, she's got, like, the interesting hair, and she's part of this group, but maybe not the best influence yet. I don't know.
Yeah, well, probably not. I mean, this church looks like it's the same church that we saw, or a deviation of the church that we saw in the first season, where it has something to do with the survivors, and that they're kind of looked at as something higher than God. I mean, even their cross is a plane.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
I mean... I understand Olive just not feeling really displaced. Not just because she's worried her family is going to die, but even just the idea that, they have callings, I don't really know where I fit in. Is there any sort of support from other people that have family members that are going through this? I can see why she would reach out to this.
I feel like whether or not this is going to work is like dependent on how long Olive keeps it a secret from everyone else, what she's up to. And I mean, it seems like it's probably not going to last forever. And I don't want this to be something that just like lasts the whole season and nobody finds out exactly that much about what she's doing.
What I'd like to see is actually that this group, it turns out to not be shady or something really nefarious going on with this group, and that this is a group that can actually give her a little bit of balance about what is going on with her family, and that maybe it can't just be that every person that everybody runs into is bad, that everyone trusts is bad. It would be cool to see her still trying to live a little bit of a life, a young person's life, while making friends, while learning how to deal with this, if there is any way to deal with this. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for with Olive's storyline with this.
So is this then where we get to Sanvi's evil therapist, who is clearly not good?
Yeah, no, she's obviously not good, and she is... We know her from last season. We know that she is absolutely a problem, and we've seen that Vance is following up on her, has found out more about this DNA thing that she's doing. So I do have a question, though. If Vance is able to figure out that the therapist, who they're watching, who they know is a problem, they can figure out that she has the information about the DNA, because that's what she was told about it in the therapy session. He can't figure out that she's pretending to be a therapist?
Okay, well, maybe Vance is a little bit rusty. He's been pretending to be dead for a while.
He is Vance. He should know.
Okay.
I feel with the amount of surveillance he's doing, he can figure out that something like that is happening.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he needs to connect the dots a little bit more here. I mean, I will say in general, the Vance thing was such a big cliffhanger after episode 1. I kind of expected a little bit more like shock and awe at the beginning of this episode, and then it's just like, oh, okay, well, there's Michaela, there's Ben, and all right, well, we're just going to keep moving on past this, I guess.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked by that, too. It was cool that we had that bit of a little flashback to him in the ambulance and being like, nope, just pretend I'm dead. You know what to do. Take care of this magic for me, and I'm moving on. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a little more shock, a little more, wow, I can't believe you pulled that off, from Michaela, from Ben, from anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of just moved forward, and here we are.
Well, the last big twist we have to talk about, and I think we set the stage for this in the last video, Grace has an unusual pregnancy, and as it turns out, she is harboring a baby who seems to be able to produce callings that she can then feel.
Yeah, so now everyone's of the opinion that this is Ben's baby.
Yeah.
And that's probably a pretty good assumption. Is it still possible that it's some sort of other thing that's going on? That is still a possibility. I think Danny's out of the picture as the dad at this point.
Seemingly, yeah.
But can it be some sort of immaculate type of conception? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of an interesting thing. But right now, they're going on the assumption, without seeing the results yet, that this is Ben's.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting callings.
Yeah.
Very interesting, cool kind of twist.
Yeah.
Sad, though, because if the death date is on everybody who's getting these callings, we don't know that that's going to happen to Grace, but that might be happening to their kid. And the idea of a baby dying, I'm not here for it. So I need Ben and Michaela and Vance to get on this and find out how to stop it.
Well, if we were to make some episode 3 predictions here, I feel like we're going to see that story really push forward, because it's like this pregnancy all of a sudden. I mean, it's not that Ben wasn't trying before, but it is like that extra kick, that extra, okay, here's this other person I need to potentially care about.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see him at that. I think we're going to find out if there are any more possible consequences or side effects to Grace's pregnancy.
Yeah.
I don't think we're necessarily there and done with that. And obviously, I think we're going to see more of Zeke. I mean, is Zeke going to be calling in Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell to make a little bit of a prison break? Is that going to be going on now?
Well, otherwise, I don't know how he's getting out of this situation.
Yeah.
And he would really just die in jail, which is kind of a crappy ending to him. I like this character a lot. And he's sort of that one strange little key out there where he wasn't on the plane, but he has these callings, and without him, we need him to be around. And I think they're going to figure out a way to get him out or whatever's going to happen, but he pleaded guilty and he's in jail now, so I don't know how else he's going to get out of it.
And I think we're going to see it furthered along this weird alternate reality where he's on the plane all of a sudden, and we see it have a little bit of fire going on in there this time, and there's already been previews showing like the plane just like burned and singed, so... But
it's also cool because we saw Michaela actually get through to him on the plane, where the last episode we didn't. They weren't able to actually communicate or make a connection. So
they're learning. This is good news.
Yes.
Amidst like all of the terrible news that is currently happening.
It seems that they're actually able to use these callings to communicate, so in some kind of way.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, there's better news coming up for people. But for now, what did you guys think about Manifest Season 2, Episode 2? Share in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the CARTERMATT store, and we'll see you here next time.